Hey everyone, Brandon from Grizzlyworks RC. This video I'm going to be going over the SCX24 spare parts Deadbolt build that I did. It consists of literally just a bunch of parts that were in my parts bin from other builds or parts that didn't get used on other builds, stock parts. It's kind of just a mix of everything. So let's dive into what's going on underneath this body, because body is pretty much stock other than having to trim just slightly right here under this grill. Stock mounting position for the body. I did throw one of my V2 low center of gravity sets in here. It's available in the Etsy store. This is actually one that didn't come out good enough for sale, but I knew that I would have all the mounting points I needed for this build, so I went ahead and used it. Also have my flex extensions on here and some little shock spacers. Stock chassis, stock skid on it, stock motor. It's got a different motor plate, but there's really no reason for that. It's just how the transmission and motor had been put together previously. The servo is an Endura digital servo. It had already been shortened and wrapped for a different build that just never came together. And same with the motor, the cables were made a little bit shorter and had already had this wrap on it. And shocks were the very first aftermarket shocks I got when I had my first C10, and they are terrible, but for now they'll do because I don't have any more stock shocks sitting around. The tires, we have the Little Guy Racing Parts Swamp King MTs. Really good tires so far for the terrain that I'm using them on, which is mostly slick rock and a little bit of dirt, which you'll see at the end of this video. I'm going to throw the testing and running video in for it. Let's see, what else do we have? Had an extra red steering link set up and stock axles with Endura weighted diff covers. It has underneath some stock Deadbolt plastic suspension links and drive shaft, C10 front stock drive shaft, and C10 high clearance links that I had extra from a build that I did. Other than that, stock gears, no overdrive or underdrive. It's fairly lightweight, and the only other part on here that's not stock would be my wheels that I have here. It's just a set of wheels that I designed and printed, and I'm kind of testing resin mixtures to get a good hardness without being brittle, and also not having any warping, which I think I'm pretty good on those right now, but I still have to do some more testing with them. So let me get the scale over here and get a weight for it. For the weight of this truck, we are at 288 grams. Depending on which battery I'm running will make a little bit of a difference, because I do have a stock battery here that I run with it, which puts us up to 313 grams. And then I have a 900 milliamp battery, puts it at 337 grams. The other cool thing with this is because it has my LCG set on there, the batteries end up front and down low, so it puts all the weight forward, so the weight doesn't actually have too much of a negative effect on it, and in some cases actually helps a little bit with the traction and not flipping over backwards. So I'll go ahead and get into the running video and see how it does. overall, after that run, I really have only one complaint about the truck, and that was the motor. The stock motor just does not have what it takes to move the big tires, and even though it's a lightweight truck, the weight gets to it with the big tires. So there were a few times that it just bogged down, or I had to go full throttle to get it out of a couple of different spots there. But overall, for just being thrown together with parts that I had, I'm pretty impressed with it. Yeah, the only thing that I would actually change on it at this point is the motor, but in keeping with the idea of just doing a complete spare parts build, the only way that's going to happen is if I have an upgraded motor in another truck and I swap it out for something else, and then I can throw that in here. Eventually, maybe I'll have some extra links for the rear as well, so I can do some high clearance links, but again, it'll have to come off of a truck that has them already, because this is going to be a full spare parts build. I don't want to actually purchase anything for it. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up for me, and consider subscribing. So I'm going to be trying to put content out on a regular basis. If you didn't like the video, hit the thumbs down and let me know down in the comments what you didn't like about it. It helps me out in the future with letting me know what you guys want to see. If you're interested in any of the parts that were used on the build, links will be down in the description for anything that's available. Thanks for watching, guys.